Hello and welcome back to Nathan's Garage. Happy New Year, happy holidays. I hope you got everything you wanted, and I hope the new year brings everything you need. And on that front, what's your resolution for the new year? I'll tell you mine real quick. One thing I tend to do when money gets tight is I completely lock down and freeze and don't do anything. And that doesn't really achieve anything because what you're working towards doesn't get completed and you're still spending money. So my thing this year is to move forward through whatever imaginary boundaries don't really exist so I can get things completed and on to the next. Now, as you can see, Los Angeles had a little bit of rain. One thing that we are not prepared for over here is rain. And this time is no different. This one is surviving. Oh man. But that one isn't. So luckily we got a big tarp Flora, and I'm going to start putting anything with a wire inside, as this is way worse than I expected. I knew it was going to be bad, but not quite this bad. Over the holiday break, and we had to kind of batten down the hatches. It was cool. I wanted the break anyway, so everything just got tarped up and it didn't really affect workflow at all. And we got about 10 inches of rain, which is really, really good for us. But yes, so this is the situation. So I guess we shall uncover and carry on with both the body build and the chassis build as well. Let's go. Flora is now having a well-earned bask in the sun to dry off, and we're on with pedals. And for weeks I have been wondering what went in that hole right there, that hole, wherever it is there. And it was like a pedal stop, and I've been looking for it for weeks, and the last place that I didn't look was the bag with pedals on it. Okay, well, I guess we have a new shiny part that we didn't need. Awesome. So today was supposed to be one of those simple bolting days, and everything went fine. Clutch cable, tickety-boo. Pedal stop, awesome. Pedals went in pretty okay, and then came the master cylinder. Now, asking Dr. Google, the torque for the two bolts is only 14 pound-feet. And I hadn't even read that, and I was just tightening it down just with a ring spanner. And it started to flex. And so put the torque wrench at 14 pound-feet, and it won't even get close to it, and it's completely flexing in. And then I put two whatever pieces they would be called to see if I could create enough strength to get it to torque, and nothing. So we are gonna weld in two sleeves between the two skins, so the sleeves are going to be taking all of the load. Weird. I don't know what I'm doing different than everybody else, because everybody was just like, oh, just tighten the master cylinder down. Tomorrow morning I can guarantee you that the two bolts for the master cylinder, those two, are going to hit their 14 pound-feet without a shadow of a doubt. Here we go, 14 pound-feet, on the money, all metalwork happy. Okay, woke up this morning with a raging headache, so it was a slow start, but we got out here slowly and got some stuff done. So we had points of reaction with the primer in various places, so sanded all that back, redid it. That was that. Did I do anything else in here? Don't think so. Oh, so I trimmed those little tabs. They hold the headliner in place. So I trimmed, and they're kind of sat proud. So I trimmed them off. Got some seam sealer arriving tomorrow because I never realized that mine was empty. Did a little bit of work on the dash, filled in some holes, and then actually filled in all the holes for the body trim on the outside because I don't want to run trim. So, stuff that's got to be done. Yeah, just more primer there. We got a few things done. Right, we got all the steering set up centered on the steering box itself. So that was good because it only turned one way. Brake pipes are on. That was my first one, not very good. Second one, great. Third one, oh my God, what a war that was. And I lost some common sense because I made it and bent it, and then realized I couldn't shove it through that bulkhead because it was too long. So definitely, showed a lack of brain cells on that front. That middle is done. Now, because J-Bugs didn't have their rear disc kit, and I got it from SoCal Auto Parts, and it seems their setup's different. Now, they want me to run a hard line to that rear caliper, which seems insane because the caliper's got to move and I want to run a soft line. So I've got to do a bit of research. I have 2 hard lines, which are right there, to run down the arm. And I have these 2 soft lines, which should be from the union to those lines, and the ends are wrong. It's got an inverted flare, and I need 2 kind of male bubbles, is what I call them. So I'm at a standstill right now. Sent an email to J-Bugs. Now, this is a bit of a wild hair. I didn't like when I took the clutch cable, the pedals out, because we had to do the master cylinder sleeving. Did we have to? Don't know, but I did. The cable itself had bound up on this hook. Now, I remade, the interior of this hook. Is the radius wrong? Don't know. But then I was watching Slade's, and he had an upgraded clutch arm with a sleeve and a pivot on it. And I thought, I do like that. So I got this set up to see if we can kind of make this work. So that's a bolt, sleeve. I'm just got to figure out, I need a washer somewhere. Hang on, I've got to figure this out. Back in a minute. I was about to have another one of those legendary brain blips. Okay, there's a reason why I got this coloured bolt, because I need the nut to tighten to the ends of the threads, and I need this sleeve to spin freely, or at least encased in grease. So if I put those washers there, let me show you. Can you see there's enough of the non-threaded part to allow that sleeve to spin, and then I'm going to weld this in and then chop that head off and all those washers out. So on the back side is going to be flush, and then yeah, that'll be that. Okay, let's see how we do with this harebrained idea. Welder is cranked. Yeah, I know it's all still together, but I just can't be arsed taking the pedals apart again, because it's a lot of pins, and every time I take them out, obviously they get looser. I'm going to chop the head and the washers off and then weld it from the other side. Right, that's the idea. So welded on the back, and I've left as much weld as I can to, obviously for strength, but I think clearance will be fine. And then chop that bolt down. God, I can't get it to focus. Chop the bolt down so it doesn't protrude into the tunnel very far, but I don't think that's a problem. Then this washer was too small, so I've slowly hand filed it bigger so it would just about fit over the threads, and it kind of butts up against the collar, and then this spins free. So just put grease everywhere, and I guess that'll be it. Yep. There we go. So you can see, fully greased, tight. It's a nylock nut, so it shouldn't back off. It's got no force on it. The cable is running vertical now instead of horizontal. It is offset slightly. I don't think it's going to be enough to cause a problem. So yeah, that's it. Here we go, pedals are in. Brake pipe's good. That action for the clutch cable, oh my word, it is so much better than before. 1,000,000 times better than the hook. Seriously, amazing, love it. Right, just finished a bit of an A-pillar kind of clean up, touch up. Holes have been filled in the dash. That's a hacked up hole there. So what I'm doing now, I've repaired them, and then I don't have filler, but I do have JB Weld, so I kind of skimmed it with JB Weld. I'm just going to sand that down, and then, you know, primer seal it, sandable, primer it, and then seems better than filler. So then I'm going to be, I think, 320ing all of kind of this area that's going to be seen. Then that's going to be primer sealed. I think that's the way to go. And then tomorrow the whole car is going to get like a Dawn dish soap wash, which seems to be the thing to do, to just get everything clean inside and outside. And then probably Wednesday, colour, I think, will be going on these areas which are going to be seen when the headliner only covers this center square. Like, this is all going to be seen. Obviously dash is going to be painted, April is going to be painted. That's really just an ugly panel, and there's no way I'm going to, there's just no kind of way of making, get out the sun, there's no kind of way of making it look nice. So I've seen a couple of restorers in like Brazil and stuff like that. I've got obviously the footboard on the right hand side. This car came with one of those, and they do like a trim panel that goes across now, whether that's going to be aluminum, I know, MDF, something like that. You know, that is a battle for a different day. Right now, I think, while my hands are clean, we're going to be doing transmission seals. But before we do that, I'm going to put the sound deadening on the Flooorpan. As I say, I haven't got any grease on my hands yet. I'm going to vacuum it, acetone it, and then sound deaden it. And like I've always said to you guys, I want to leave this center spine just painted, because I think that looks really neat when people do that. I've not done any body colour. You know, it's really neat when they do a body colour. Maybe next time. Okay, the mat is well and truly killed. This side is done. That side, don't know what's going to happen with the battery. So I took the battery hold down off the Flooorpan because obviously it's going to have to move this way. I'm going to wait till I get the car, see if it's got a good battery, and then make a mount, and then obviously kill mat round it. So that is pretty much done for now. And then I just hit this with primer sealer. So I kind of ran out for the top there, so we'll see what we have for that in the future. But yeah, just blasted all this with primer sealer. Yeah, still got to do the dash, and then the A-pillars and all that down there. So that is on the list of things to do. And now we're going to replace some seals. And there are amazing videos on how to replace seals on these transmissions. And you should watch those because they are informative and film them better than me. And I'm about to watch them to find out how to do it. So there you go. See you when I'm done. I thought, I only have the transmission. What could possibly go wrong? Everything. Right, good day. Got those mounts on. So the only seals that haven't been changed in this transmission is that one and the O-rings for the side plates. The side plates weren't leaking. There was stuff around here. Now, that could be that leaking and then going that way. That's my hope, because that is a big job to replace. And who knows how long this transmission is going to last. So then we got some more primer on the inside of Flora's body and started to put the front gearbox mount on and started to make the truss bar, Kafer bar work with this rear mount. And as far as I can tell, I need to clearance that so that it can wrap around. I don't know whether, other people put the Kafer bar directly onto the frame horn and then the mount onto that. I've decided to do it the other way. Don't know if that's right or not. So now, well, that's kind of the end of the day, really, because I've got to wait for it to dry. In England, we have a technical term for working on cars inefficiently. It's called pissing and farting about, and that's exactly what I've been doing. First of all, I put these brackets on swapped. One was like that, the other one was swapped the other way around. That was that. And then just trying to figure out what is going to be the best option for that. So I've just unloaded clearancing to get the bar on this side. Now these holes are slotted, so I'm just hoping there's enough in the slot to have this bracket further that way and the transmission be in the same place. If not, they'll be getting more slotted. But yeah, so I just the car's on the ground now with no weight in it, so there's no stress on the chassis. So for me, that is its happy point, I think. So I have adjusted all the bars to be happy in this sort of situation, and as the weight gets added, this will spread the load in my logical mind. Right, I hope the lens is clean enough because I am doing paint stuff, which is not what I usually do, and there's dust everywhere. So what we've done, we've filled in all the holes, they're all done, and I have 320'd the entire thing and beat the radio hole back into shape, kinda. Yeah, I'm gonna prime it now. Midday update. Drive shafts are in and torqued, and then lots of stuff going on the body this morning. Took out the carpet rails here and then resurfaced and primed everything around the dash area that needs to be painted. Just got some repairs to do here later today, then prime that, and then everything should be ready for action tomorrow. Good progress has been made. So we got pedals in, we've got a clutch pedal mod and cable mod that has been completed. We've got Kafer bar set up, transmission in, transmission seals done, drive shafts in. Anything else? Oh, rear transmission bracket modified, kill mat down. Didn't do that kill mat because I'm gonna have to sort something out for the battery. And then the car itself, we've made great progress on. Painted the firewall on the front with bed liner, and we are prepping to paint. Basically, it's going to have a square headliner right there, and all this is going to be body color. So we are in the process of prepping. Repaired the dash, no more holes, and that's painted. It had a dash pad on it. Don't like dash pads, don't want that. Then that is going to have a cover on it, in the end, and a footboard, and then this is going to be all body colour. Video will be out, I'd say, Saturday on YouTube.